Have you been ready to start tooling leather, try it out, create some cool projects for yourself, friends, family, maybe even one day customers, but you're held back a little bit by how complicated this might be, how many tool options this are, you're not sure where to start, what to do, and what you need for it. So in this video, I'm going to break it down into 5 simple steps of tooling leather. I'm going to show you exactly what you need and how to use the tools. Now here's what else is going to happen. You're going to gain the confidence to decide, all right, now I'm ready. I'm going to jump in and try this stuff. So I tell you what I'll do at the end. I'll show you where you can get all the stuff to save you searching around. But you're also going to want to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And once you get your new tools, I can help you along as you continue in your Leathercraft journey. So let's dive into it here. Step number 1 is going to be to transfer this pattern onto our leather. But before we can do that, we need to wet it down. We're just going to be using regular water here with a sponge. This is going to allow the leather to take the impressions from our tools. And I'm watching to see how quick that water is absorbing into our leather. So we want to get water down into that without soaking it all the way through. It's taking it a second to absorb, so we're looking pretty good. I don't want it soaked all the way through to the bottom. That would be too wet. Now we can lay our pattern onto that dampened leather. And what we're going to use is called a stylus. This is kind of like a ballpoint pen down here with no ink, but we're going to lay that down. Now, just using enough pressure. Now how much is enough? A little bit more pressure than what we're going to write with. But if that leather is wet down, we can see where it's going to leave our impression of that line that we're tracing. So we can pick that up just to check and see if we've missed any lines. Make sure we catch all those. As long as I'm holding it down in one place, it's going to lay right back down where it was. So again, if I need to pick that up, I can pick it up and check and see that those lines are transferring. So now we can see our pattern is all transferred onto there. That gives us a guideline and sets us up for the rest of the steps. Step number 2 is to cut our pattern into the leather. We already have it transferred. Now I'm going to use what's called a swivel knife. This knife has a swivel up here. And when I cut, I'm going to be pulling back to us. So I hold this knife between my middle finger and my thumb around the barrel. I put my pointer finger up here in the cradle or the yoke or the saddle or this little curved part, call it whatever you want to. I'm going to tip that knife away from me. I'm straight up and down as far as my left to right goes, but I have to tip it away from me enough to get this back point out of the leather so that it will draw through there smoothly. Okay, so my down pressure is coming from this finger. We get that to pull around there slightly. Even these curved cuts, I'm pulling towards me. It gives me a lot more control when I'm pulling towards me. As I pull these cuts down here, I'm keeping that angle consistent. But I can turn my leather if I need to. As I'm turning this knife and turning my hand. But the idea is that every line that we just transferred in step 1 is going to get cut in here in step number 2. This is the foundation of our whole pattern. That's why it's such an important step. All these lines get cut into the leather, and that lays out everything. That's going to tell us where and how to use the rest of our tools. Step 3 is beveling. Now, this is probably the step that takes the longest of any of the steps, but it really starts getting us where we have depth in that pattern. This is what's going to stand something up so it looks like it's standing off the leather. So we're just going to take these from regular lines and we're going to push some leather down, and that's what's going to help pick this stuff up, make it look like it's sitting on top of the leather. So to do that with all the rest of these tools, we're going to start by needing a maul. This is going to help us hit the tools down. We don't want a metal hammer. Metal hammer will ruin metal tools. That's why we want one of these poly or rawhide, any type of maul that's not metal. And big question, why the heck are they round? Why can't you just have the hammer style? They do have them. You can use just more of a hammer style. The way these are round and the way they're shaped makes it more comfortable and easier to have control over. I'm going to hold this kind of contoured handle here. I'm going to hold that with my thumb right up underneath here. My fingers wrapped around behind. I like keeping that pointer finger on top. It just helps as we rotate that to give a little bit more control on that. Now what are we hitting with that? We're going to be hitting this tool here, which is called a bevel. This one has texturing on the end of that there, and it's straight on one side and angled on the other here. And this straight side, that's the side that we're going to want to put into the line. So I'm going to put that in the line, and I'm going to be pushing leather out away from me here. That's called beveling. That's pushing that leather down and picking the rest of this up. The idea is that we have a nice smooth line there. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to show you, kind of break down how I'm using this tool a little bit, just to get you started off on the right step. So as I'm hitting this tool down, every time I hit the tool with the maul, then I move the tool. So it hits and then I move it. It hits and I move it. But I just move it a little bit. I don't move it the whole length of that tool. I'm just barely stepping it over there. That's what's going to help get us those nice smooth lines. The harder you hit, the deeper that tool will go. So on some of those lines, we're just tapering off there. Again, hitting nice and light. You don't want to bevel through the leather, right? We're just starting to add that little bit of shadow out there. Now you can use different size of bevels, right? So we have this one here. That's the larger bevel. We can also grab one that's a smaller bevel, so it's just a little bit narrower on that head. That's going to help you do is get around tight little curves like this. It fits on the inside of that really nice there. So good to have a couple different sizes to fit in places that you need. gonna go through, bevel the rest of these lines, and then we'll jump in to step number 4. Step number 4 is gonna be to add shading. The purpose of shading, this is what's gonna start adding some dimension to our leather. All right, we added depth with, making something stand up on top of the leather, but now this shading is going to give it that depth, give it that flow, start giving shape to what we have cut and beveled in already. For shading, we're gonna use one of 2 tools. They can be substituted. There's a thumbprint, which is a little longer and narrower, a pear shader, a little shorter and wider. But either way, I like to have the vertical lines on there. For me, I think it works really good. Regardless of which tool you're gonna use, our idea of shading is that we're adding depth now to our pattern, right? We've added some dimension. We picked these leaves up off of the back there by beveling, but now in this step with the shading, we're adding dimension. So to do that, what the heck do I mean by dimension? We're gonna be striking this tool down, adding some of that shading in here, but what's just as important of the area that we shade is that we have some that we don't shade. If I just kept shading and put shading all the way down that vine, it would just smash it all down. So we don't want to do that. We're gonna use these tools by tipping them a little bit. I don't want the full tool impression down there. I'm gonna tip that up so that way that shading fades off. See how I'm dark, deep and dark out here on this edge? Then that fades off down as it comes down the vine. That's the idea. Now we're starting to add a little depth within these petals. So watch what happens on these leaves. We'll do the same thing. I'm gonna bring a little bit of shading right off of this stem here. And that's, again, I'm making sure that fades off so we don't have that super deep all the way through that leaf. And then I'm gonna bring a little bit of shading out on the outside edge of this. And that's gonna fade off towards the middle of that. And so we take advantage of not just having it all mashed down, but we have our shaded areas and our not shaded areas that start to create that depth within that. So you can see from one side of this leaf to the other, one has a little more definition to it than the first side, and that's all just from this shading that we're doing. The last step, step number 5, is going to be the detail tools. These tools are going to vary a little bit depending on the pattern that we're doing, but this is what gives that final detail to your patterns, right? You've set that foundation down with your knife, we've beveled that in, we've added the shading. Now these little details are that extra little touch. This is what's going to really start showing off your own personal flair and style within the patterns as well. But let's look at the ones that are going to get used for this pattern. The first detail tool I'm going to use in this 5th step is the backgrounder. Now what are we going to do with this backgrounder? This is going to simply push these backgrounds down. Okay, there's different options when it comes to your backgrounder. You can use this as this matte backgrounder, kind of a teardrop shape with some texture on there. This is what I recommend starting with, and then you can work your way up to what's called a bar grounder. These run little dots in a row. Just gives a little different look, but you're using it in the same spot. We're taking these backgrounds and pushing these down. Now, this little detail is going to make a huge difference in your tooling. This is going to really make that stand out where we've beveled and pushed things to a different dimension and make it look like this these leaves and vines are really standing on top of the leather. So we're simply holding this tool straight up and down, making sure we get all the way in next to those bevel lines in our background areas where we are in between those vines and leaves. I can put just a little bit out on the outside as well. Kind of tip that tool a little bit so it just adds that little extra flair to it. Gives a little texture on the outside of there. I think that looks nice as well. But that's the idea of our background tool. But the other detail tool I'm going to use in this pattern is going to be a veiner. This is kind of a little curved tool with some texture to that as well, a real narrow tool. This is another one that we're not going to be pushing down all the way. I want to have this tool tipped a little bit as well. So we'll use this in the leaf here, tip that, kind of angle out towards that outside edge. This is going to put veins in that leaf, right? Just spacing those out. Boy, that really adds to that leaf, gives that a whole lot more detail there. So we'll run that on both sides. Now the different detail tools, they can be different on different patterns. You know, a pattern with flowers, it's going to have a flower center tool in there, right? We'll want to put something in the center of that flower. So there's different things that can change with the patterns. But the other spot in here that we're going to use this veiner is right around these swirls. Now it's a real technical leather tooling name, you know, swirls there. Leaves and swirls, but hey, it works, right? Makes up some of the vine work. Again, look at that cool texture that puts on there. Brings that to life a little bit more, right? Gives it a little extra something to it. And lastly, for our details here, is I'm going to come back with my swivel knife, right? We use this back there in step 2 when we cut our pattern in, but this is just going to come put some of these little decorative cuts in here that are going to help bring a little more life and flow to our pattern as well. Gives it that little extra detail, brings things to life. But all the detail tools make up step 5 in our tooling here. So there we have it, a finished tooled piece. Again, using just those 5 steps. Number 1, transferring the pattern. Number 2, we cut that in. Number 3, beveled our pattern. Number 4, added shading. And number 5 were those detail tools at the end. So if by now you've gained the confidence, you're ready to start, you think you might be able to try and do this, the big question is, where do I get all these tools? Where do I get the leather, the maul, the tools, the patterns, all of that stuff? So we've put that together in a beginner's kit for you. Pieces of leather, patterns to get started with, even down to the sponge that you need to wet the leather down with. The maul, all these tools that we're showing, plus a couple other ones, they're all in the Deluxe Beginner's Kit. So there's a link to that below. You're welcome to get that kit, have it all in one place, and be ready to go. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all kinds of other videos and free content to help you along the way in your Leathercraft journey. So appreciate you letting me be a part of it, and thank you for being here on this video. Look forward to seeing you on more.